loves, it's your girl DeeDee and welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video. Now this one comes from 8 at the Table. Make sure you guys check them out if you have not. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, y'all know what it is. And without any other further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
I believe this, so
Right.
but you know what I'm saying, you give me your perspective.
Oh yeah, I have one.
Do you feel as if the men, all men, I'm not even gonna give it to black and white, but let's just say all men for now.
Let's talk black men. I don't.
Right.
For me, like even with my tour, what I'm doing, right? Like by this time next year, I'm giving out reparations. I'm doing a lot in my community, right? And for black people. I don't care, but I'm talking about black people. My whole message point is for us. Now, when you talk about slavery, right? We talk about systemic racism. We talk about the Willie Lynch letter, right? We talk about, the black man is God, right? We talk about, the greatest soldier in the white man's army being the black woman, and the black woman being the pawn. And then they figured out early on through slavery that because they were us, right? But they figured out if we get the black woman, or we get the whole joint.
Oh, and let me just say something right there. He is not telling a lie there. And a lot of people, we speak on it now. If you can get the black women to go against the black man, then you're winning. You don't need them to perpetuate a cycle. The women can do it for them. So they don't really need anybody else to do it. You recruited the black women and made them hate their black men and go against them. It's entrenched. And that's what we see. We see so many women have a disdain toward black men because they don't speak about them in a positive way. It's everything negative. So, and then they move a certain way and they act accordingly when it comes to black men. You don't need white supremacy if you use the black women to do the job for them. But let's continue.
Okay. So,
you know why? Go ahead. I want you to explain why, because I think that you need.
I get to that, but I want to finish the messaging point, right? I like to keep it cohesive for myself. I might forget a lot of information here. So, what they did was they made the black woman hyper masculine, right? And they made you and me as we're studs. We're gonna be in the field. We're handy, right? And I think, and I'm trying to kind of connect it all because he made a valid point, right? The government empowered black women to strategically move the position of power from the black man.
Remove the power from the black man.
Right?
Yeah.
So now the black woman in that instance becomes drunk off this power, and then she has a disdain for the black man, and then it becomes perpetuated over generations. So with slavery, what they did was they take us, they call it buck breaking. They bang us, cut our balls off in front of the black woman, and then before the black man, they'll make the black, after they did him dusty, they'll chain him up, right? Look, they'll chain him up, right? They'll chain him up, beat him within an inch of his life, and then unchain him, and then do that to the woman. And then the woman is looking at the man like, come save me, but mentally he doesn't have no fight in him. So now she doesn't even have no respect for you.
Oh, child, baby. Listen, he's actually speaking some real truth here. And it's sort of how black women look at black men to this day. You don't have no respect for them. Look at them as if they're not worth anything. A lot of these women have so much praise and admiration for any other race of man except their own. And so it makes sense. It kind of goes all the way back to slavery, what he's talking about, of how and why the women have this negative appeal towards their own men. And it makes sense. It's not something that just happened overnight. This is something that's been set up. Let's continue.
Fast forward to this generation, black women don't respect black men at all. And when you understand that, and it's a lot, so I'm trying to make it like simple, right? Because a lot of people, they respond emotionally and not intellectually. And there's no empathy for black men. There's no sympathy for black men. You don't even love black men. You don't even know who we are. You don't give a about us. Pay my bills, eat my and that's it. Okay? So it's important that black men understand what was done to us and why it was done to us. It's also important that black women understand their position in systematic racism and how they're being utilized to destroy their whole family and the whole community and whole generation.
Yeah, I think that's very important as well, because that is exactly what's happening. And I don't think that a lot of black women realize how they're being used in that way. They don't realize it. They just think that, oh, black men are just dusty, they're lazy, they don't want to do this. That narrative of black men being lazy and just don't want to work has been perpetuated for years. And I'm not saying that there aren't any black men who aren't deadbeats and who just don't take care of kids. Yeah, there are a lot of them out there, but that's not every black man. But that's the narrative that's been pushed out there. Regardless, you know, they didn't say some. They made it seem like this is what black men do, and so women have eaten that up and they've swallowed it whole, and they really just want to believe that, and they align themselves with men. Certain types of men, what we would call Pookies and Ray Rays, who really didn't have much going on with themselves, because that's the type of men that they were attracted to. And they just believe that that's the narrative for all men, when it's just those men that you chose to make babies with or chose to have relationships with. But that's not the other group of men who are productive, taking care of their kids, who are married, who are doing well with their families. Those men are being thrown into the entire, you know what I mean, just thrown in with the others. And so, but there was never a narrative of, oh, this is black men, this is just what they do. And black women have just taken that, and now they're saying it. Now they're the ones who are saying black men ain't this, and they're just dusties, and they're all just this, and they're all just that bad. And now they're just pushing it, and they're pushing it hard. And at the same time, they're not looking at how this is going to negatively affect them if they believe it. And then they start to live accordingly and thinking that, oh, we have to separate ourselves from black men. And we got to be by ourselves. That's not gonna benefit you in the long run. It's gonna keep us, you know, black men and black women separated, and it's gonna cause more harm to the black woman, because women don't realize how vulnerable they are, and how even more vulnerable they will be if they don't have black men on their side. Let's continue.
Now, a black man's role is to be the protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer, and leader. I'm a man,
Producer.
Protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer.
Producer.
You have your opinion, I have mine.
You're right. I'm just giving it. And producer.
Right. I got you. You have what you want to put in, right? And so I'm saying protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer, right? Protector, provider, maintainer, sustainer. A woman's role is wisdom and balance. Okay? Now, the black man gets his provision. He gets his provision, right? From God. And what happens is there's a vibration. It's a lot, so I'm trying to make it simple, right? So how you think creates how you feel. How you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So when you're around an alpha...
He was speaking right to her, because she seemed to get a little agitated by what he's saying, as if she don't agree with it, but she seems like she got a problem with what he's saying, and he's speaking right to her. You know, a lot of times women when they don't like something, it shows in the way they move, their emotions, how they act, how they face start frowning, looking around like, you know, like they don't agree with what you're saying. Yeah, he was definitely speaking to her, but let's continue.
That energy, that frequency, right? It can throw some shit off.
Yeah.
Because you're conditioned not to even be around that. And then you become sensitized, not desensitized. You're very sensitive to that energy, and then now you don't know how to read that energy. You think he's narcissistic. You think, no, he's where he needs to be to take his place.
Oh, child, yes, Lord. And that is so true. Tell the truth and shame the devil, because it's the truth. And a lot of women know it. That's why they get in their feelings about it, because you don't really want to hear what a man has to say. And you have a man who's stern in his beliefs, and he's in his masculine energy, and he's not accepting what you're saying, and he's just gonna speak his truth and do what he's gonna do. A lot of women are, you know, they feel some kind of way behind it, because you want to be the dominant one to get your points across, and you don't want to really hear what he has to say. And women do it all the time. You don't want to hear what the man has to say. You want to overtalk. You want to be the one talking all the time, and you don't want to hear what he has to say, because you really don't value what he's saying. That's why you think that what you have to say and what you have to offer is more important than what he's saying. That's really what it is. And anytime they have something to say, you're ready to discredit them and demean them and put them down as if they don't know what they're talking about. And a lot of times these women talk a whole bunch and then don't really be saying nothing. You talk a whole lot and you ain't really saying nothing. Let's continue.
So I feel like black men need to disregard how black women feel about our masculinity and be more self-contained. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need none of that. I'm not sleeping on your couch. Don't give me no keys. I'm gonna get my own. I'm gonna go to God. And when you don't want to fit my program, bye. Go.
Thank you.
You're not needed. You're dangerous. I don't want to bear seed with you. I don't want to sleep with you. I don't want to be your friend. I'm staying away from you. And there's a lot of black women that get it, and they love the masculinity that we project. Black men, we project energy. Women receive energy. You see? So now, for the black women who are confused, right? A woman has to lead with 3 phases of love. The first phase of love is informative, right? So she's informing that black man of who he is. She's informing that black man that, yo, look, you get your provision. You're going to be the provider. You're going to be the head of this household. Even if she's Oprah and he's broke, she's going to uplift him through the information. That's the first phase. The second phase is unconditional love. Unconditional. She's loving and she's loving, she's loving, she's loving. Then the last phase of love is tough love, accountability. The problem is a lot of our women are conditioned to lead with the accountability first, and they don't set the table with informative love and unconditional love. See?
This comes off as disrespect and combative.
All the time.
Yeah.
But again, this is why black men need to be in tune with self. And when that woman is argumentative and she want to talk and every 5 minutes she want to get a word in and she just can't shut the fuck up, let her go. Don't beat on her. Don't catch no cases. Let her go.
Let me tell you something. He's speaking. This is some of the best information that I've come across so far. As men, y'all don't have to deal with these types of women. These women have attitudes and they want to talk and they want to be in their masculine energy and they feel like they know what they're talking about and what you're saying don't mean anything. You don't have to deal with that because some of these women are very combative. They're very combative and there's no changing them. You know what I'm saying? There's no getting them together. So you be better off just leaving them alone. But let's listen to a little bit more of this.
Like literally let her go.
Yeah.
And you vet her with your frequency. You vet her with your vibration. I walk in some rooms and I get around certain black women and I start talking. They can't stand me. Good.
Goodbye.
Good. Bye.
Why is that they can't stand you?
Because I just told you, a lot of black women are not used to a black man that has confidence. A lot of black women are not used to a black man who...
Wait. I just want to clarify. You saying that black women can't stand you because of your confidence?
1,000,000%. A lot of them.
I think it's
because because I'm a op, I'm a blood, I'm a fuck boy.
Wait,
I'm a trick.
Who are saying these things?
We're saying what I'm. You got to understand when this is for the camera.
I don't.
I got you, but I'm saying it right. So you maybe you understand later, maybe you won't. It's okay. I'm a op.
No, just hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm asking questions because we have an audience.
No, for sure.
And I want our audience to understand what you're saying.
They do understand.
No, it's cool. I know my audience. So what I'm saying is that I just want you to kind of be responsive when I'm asking you so that we can have clarity.
I think we have clarity. I think the people watching understood what he was saying. And y'all let me know if y'all understood what he was saying right off the bat. That's how black women associate black men. You don't look at them as a prize or something special. You look at them as like he explained. We understood that pretty well. So there was no clarity needed. We understood where he was coming from. Most people, I'm pretty sure, understood. Y'all let me know if y'all understood where he was coming from. Let's continue.
The clips that make sense. I mean, I do this all the time. So I'm a op.
Okay, sir.
I'm a blood. I'm a crip. I'm a scammer. I'm a jack boy. I'm a rat. I'm everything but a god.
Everything but a man.
And then they use music, right? They use crack in the 80s to break down black communities. Now they're using music, right, as a way to break down the communities. Every time you turn on a song, eat my butthole is brown. All this, right? Everywhere you turn, it's
crazy.
Black men are the only race of man that gets publicly disrespected by their women.
Consistently.
Woo, child, say that again. I mean, we talked about this before. It is absolutely 100% the truth. That happens all the time. We talk about it all the time. Other people and other race people have their issues or whatever is going on with their relationships and their culture and their community, but they do not put it on blast like our women do towards their own men. So, I mean, that's absolutely the truth. I mean, there's no lies detected. No lies detected, baby. Let's continue.
So now, when you come around as a black man and you know who you are, and you know you're the leader, you know I'm a god. She's a goddess. I'm a god, though. I'm the original man. I'm not here to tell you who I am. I'm him.
Treated accordingly.
And if you don't understand, it's not for you. It's not to be understood. And a lot of times, black men, masculinity is application, not advocation.
With everything that you believe, do you think that we have to re-educate the black woman?
Hell no. Absolutely not. Listen, Noah's Ark, the ramp is up. And it's going to rain, and a lot of sisters are going to drown. Bye. Let me tell you something. I just told you in the beginning. Look, the greatest soldier in the white man's army is the black woman.
Dang, listen, I ain't gonna lie, he was cooking. I mean, he was no lies detected. He's telling the truth. And it's unfortunate that a lot of our women just won't get it. They don't see it. That lady sitting next to him is looking like she can't stand his guts. And he spoke about it. He said how when he walked into a room, because he's confident, these women don't like that. And when he started talking, they don't like that. You want somebody that you can one up. That's somebody that you can, son. Somebody that you can feel higher than. Somebody that you can feel like you're better than. You can't stand a confident man. It makes you feel irrelevant. It makes you feel small. It makes you feel like you ain't really all of that in 10 bags of chips. We got to do better once again. And I think women need to focus on what's real. But you got to understand where all this comes from and how you're being used as pawns to separate you from your men, so that when you really need them, they're so separated and so used to being separated that you're going to be left all to your own devices. So if we have a bunch of educated women out here, y'all better stay educated. You better build that money up and really have it, because you're going to need it. If you don't have the black man to be there to be supportive, you're going to need every bit of them coins that you say you have. So listen, definitely chime in the comments and let me know your thoughts on this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.